Hi, everyone. My name is Toni Naranjo-Rivera, and I work for Unite Oregon. I am the policy field coordinator and the COVID outreach and education coordinator as well. Unite Oregon is a nonprofit working toward building an intercultural movement for justice across the state. And currently, we are a part of a coalition of statewide organizations that are leading the advocacy efforts in support of the childcare investment package, which is also House Bill 4005. So I just want to give a little bit of background about this bill, kind of what we're seeing in terms of childcare in our state. So throughout the pandemic, we have really seen that a lack of childcare work inevitably means that no other work can happen. And this has really created devastating impacts on employment when parents can't find childcare, don't have access to childcare for numerous reasons, and they have needed to stay home with their children instead of working. We know that access to childcare is absolutely necessary for children and families to thrive, and also promotes a strong economy in our state. And so some of the main issues that we're seeing are, that families are really struggling with finding childcare providers. Or childcare providers not having enough space to care for additional children due to lack of capacity. We know that 81% of rural communities in Oregon only have available slots for 1/3 of the children who live there. We call these childcare deserts. Tillamook County, where we are, would be one of them. And this is just, a huge issue that we are only able to serve 1/3 of the need. We're also seeing that parents are having difficulty finding childcare providers that can accommodate to, different work schedules of parents. We know that not everybody works 9-to-5 jobs, and we really need our childcare system to reflect that and to be more accessible for working class families. And we're also seeing that, finding childcare providers that are, culturally competent has been incredibly difficult for parents. And because of this, we need diverse childcare options that can, accommodate the many different needs of many different families across the state. And so, that might look like finding a childcare provider that speaks the same language that your child does, or finding a childcare provider that serves, culturally specific food that your child eats. And those things haven't really been taken into account. And that's why we need more options in our state. And lastly, one of the largest issues that we're seeing is that the recruitment and retention of childcare workers is extremely difficult. Providers aren't able to pay a decent wage. Workers aren't able to earn a living wage because, they are not able to charge the true cost of care. And reimbursement rates from the state have been extremely low. Just a quick fact, the median wage of preschool teachers is less than $14 an hour. And for other childcare workers in the state, it's less than $12 an hour. And we know that childcare providers are disproportionately Black, Indigenous, and women of color. And they're among some of the lowest paid workers in the entire state of Oregon. So this absolutely needs to change. So some of our goals and solutions with this childcare investment package, also House Bill 4005, are making childcare more affordable for families by increasing subsidy rates. We also hope to grow childcare supply with grants for new providers and for existing childcare providers to expand their services. We will be supporting the streamlining and efficiency of our state's childcare system with this bill, as well as providing adequate staffing, resources, and direct relief payments to childcare workers to stabilize that workforce. And Unite Oregon believes that every Oregon family deserves access to high quality, affordable, and culturally relevant childcare, and that every childcare worker should be paid a wage that reflects this incredibly essential work that they do. So that is why Unite Oregon is supporting the childcare investment package, House Bill 4005. And we would love for community members to get involved and show their support as well. We have a few upcoming events. We have a public hearing for House Bill 4005 next week, Wednesday, February 2nd, from 1 to 2:30 p.m. And we are asking that community members, especially parents, childcare providers, educators, anybody who cares about this issue, to help us by showing their support by first writing a statement of support to submit to the hearing. It doesn't have to be long at all. It could just be, one paragraph or two paragraphs, just talking about, why this issue is important to you, sharing your story and your perspective. We're also asking community members to give oral testimony at the public hearing if they would like. You would have about 2 to 3 minutes to speak at that hearing. And that's a great opportunity for childcare providers or parents who have, a really strong story and want their voice to be heard. And lastly, we are asking folks to help by submitting a letter to the editor to your local paper. Generally, these are really short, only 150 to 300 words is usually what our papers accept for letters to the editor. And we are hoping to have, a few submissions to some targeted newspapers across the state, but especially, here on the coast. The Tillamook Headlight Herald is one of them. And I am more than happy to help write statements, to answer questions for anybody, to give more information and talk more about this. We have a testimony toolkit for folks that would like to write a statement or testify at the hearing on February 2nd. We also have a one-pager and many other resources. So please let me know if you're interested in advocating in support of this bill. You can feel free to email me. My name is Toni again, and it's Toni, Toni, at uniteoregon.org. And together we can create a childcare system that benefits working families and providers across the state. So thank you all for your time.